Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8 Second Gaming, and the second split of Season 15 is finally upon us. We are shipping back off to Olympus. And with a new split comes a rank reset, and some people might not be as comfortable on Olympus and they don't know what type of weapons they should be running. So today we're going to be talking about the 3 best weapon combos that you want to be abusing this split. But wait a second, did you hit your peak rank last split? No? Looking to hit it this split? Then you need to check out the GameLeap website. Over there we have coaches who have played at the highest ranks. They've played against the best players possible, and in doing so they've gained a lot of information and knowledge, and they're sharing that with you. There's hundreds of guides on the site already that are site exclusive, so you will not find them anywhere else. There's legend guides, gun guides, VOD reviews, and much more. No matter what you struggle with as a player, you will be able to find a solution. So click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, and start to improve today. Now, weapon combos can be a very tricky thing. A lot of people like to run what they're comfortable with, and yes, that is a good way to go, but you actually should be running a specific loadout for your specific role on the team, because if you're using the wrong loadout, you might not be as useful to your team as you possibly can be. Like if you're an entry fragger and you're running a sniper rifle and you're in the back line, you're not doing your job properly and you're costing your team kills and even possibly wins. We're going to be breaking down a weapon combination for every role, so no matter what you play on your team, you will have a loadout. So let's kick things off with the entry fragger. The entry fragger, like the name suggests, is the first one into the fight. They are entering the fray and causing a lot of havoc. With this, you want a very solid loadout that can be taken up close and personal and be able to do a ton of damage. But you don't want to be completely useless if you're not in a close fight, so you do want to have some form of range. That's why the go-to weapons for the entry fragger are going to be the Wingman and the EVA 8. The Wingman is a very good staple go-to gun in the game of Apex. It's a little bit high risk, high reward, but when you do hit those shots, especially those nice crisp headshots, you are doing a ton of damage. And even though the Wingman did get changed to sniper rifle ammo, it's not that big of a nerf, and some people are still a little bit hesitant to use it. As long as you're pacing your shots, you're not just spamming things out, and you're actually paying attention to the ammo that's on the ground, you will not run out of ammo most of the time. You will actually be able to sustain it. The Wingman isn't as good in the long range engagements like it used to be, because you can't just spam shot after shot after shot. You do have to take your time, but those medium to close range engagements, it is an absolute beast. You can never go wrong with picking up a Wingman as an entry fragger, because as you're approaching a team, you'll be able to pop some shots in the medium range, get some initial damage out, make your enemies dip back behind cover. As they're healing up, then you are able to take some space and allow your team to push up with you. And once you get into that close quarter combat, you have the EVA 8. The EVA dominates when you are right next to somebody. If you are in their face, you are absolutely murdering them. It has a fast fire rate, it has a very fast handle time, especially if you have a very good stock on it, and it can pull kills out of nowhere, especially if you're hitting nice center mass body shots. Now the EVA does have a little bit of a downside. It does start to fall off if your enemy does get a little bit further away, but that's why you have the Wingman, another very good, fast, sturdy gun. These two play off each other extremely well, and if you're an entry fragger, definitely look to pick these up. Now we covered the first into the fight, but what about the second into the fight? And that is going to be the secondary fragger. Now the people that play this role definitely don't back down from a fight, but they play them in a little bit different spots than the entry fragger. But the main difference between the second fragger and the entry fragger is the secondary fragger has a lot more options when it comes to some range play. That is why I'm going to recommend the R301 and the Prowler. The R301, it's a good gun. Everybody loves it. It's very stable, it's very versatile, it shreds up close, it shreds in the medium range, and you can actually flip it into single fire and use it in the long range. The R301 is the Swiss Army knife of Apex, and some people might be saying, well, what about the flatline? The flatline is great. It has amazing hip fire, it's really good at a lot of different situations, but as you start to get further away, the recoil really punts you. With the flatline's insane recoil, you're really losing a lot of damage potential if you don't have amazing control of it. The 301 is a lot more forgiving. It has a lot easier of a recoil pattern, so a lot more people can use it. If you're an absolute god with the flatline, then yeah, pick it up, but I'd recommend the 301. Now the second gun that I do recommend that you guys pick up right now is the Prowler. The Prowler is in such a broken state right now. It did receive some buffs, and with those damage increases, you can actually 3-burst red armor. In close range, you're able to compete with shotguns, but you're also able to back up a little bit, so you do have some ranged options. Now the Prowler is a 5-round burst gun, and some people, like myself, aren't the biggest fans of burst weapons. To me, it's a little clunky, but if you pick it up, get used to it, play around with it a little bit, maybe use it in pubs before before you bring it into ranked, I promise you, you will get a feel for it and you'll start to understand how absolutely busted it is, and you'll want to use it in ranked every single game. Now, if you do this and you still can't get used to it, you can still craft a card. The card is still a very solid option, but the Prowler is just so good right now that you shouldn't really be passing it up, because as soon as somebody pulls it out on you, you're probably going to lose that battle unless they miss their shots. But what about the boys in the back, the anchors, the rocks, the ones holding it down, the support players? Well, if you couldn't pick up all the hints that I was dropping, the support players are usually in the back line. They're doing a lot of poking, they're doing a lot of supporting. So you guys are definitely going to want a gun that can abuse people in the long range, kind of keep them at that arm's length distance, but if they get into your no-no range, you want that bonk stick to be able to drop them quickly. So for this, I recommend picking up the charge rifle and the Mastiff. The charge rifle is still the best sniper rifle in the game. The Sentinel did get some changes, but the Sentinel cannot compete with the charge rifle when you're actually good with it. The only thing that limits you as a charge rifle player is how well you can track somebody. With the Sentinel, you do have to factor in the bullet drop, you have to factor in the person moving a little bit, and it's very slow to fire. It takes like 2 to 3 business days to rechamber a round. The charge rifle is the best for abusing people, getting some really nice chip damage out, especially if your team is in a fight and you're able to just do that to support them a little bit. Now, as strong as the charge rifle is, it does also have its own drawbacks. Major one being, it does take a lot more ammo than other weapons, but that is why you pair it up with the Mastiff, because the Mastiff is super strong in close range, but it also only takes 1 stack of ammo, so you have a lot more extra backpack space for charge rifle ammo. Apex has really strong shotguns, and the Mastiff is no exception to that. If your team is in a fight, you're supporting from the backline with the charge rifle, you're getting some nice chip damage out, but hey, one of the enemies tried to flank you, then you're able to just pull the Mastiff out, 1v1 them, and get back to helping your team. It's definitely the best gun to pair with it. You can swap this out for a Peacekeeper if you're more comfortable with that, but do not swap it out for an EVA 8. I know that I said the EVA's good, but the EVA does chew through ammo, the Mastiff does not. Sometimes you might even want to carry 2 stacks of ammo with the EVA, but the Mastiff is a lot more conservative and you don't have to be wasting ammo if you don't have to be. Another reason that I really like the Mastiff, especially on a map like Olympus, is it has a lot of really weird, strange sightlines and buildings that you can play. And sometimes you don't want to have to fully commit on a team. You want to be able to play around a wall, you want to be using doors, stuff like that. And with the Mastiff, you can peek out, shoot, do some damage, and then dip back behind cover. If you're using a different shotgun, like the EVA 8, you have to be fully committing. It can do the chip damage, but not as effectively as the Mastiff. If you're hitting full pellet body shots with the Mastiff, it's like hitting somebody with a baseball bat. But if you're trying to peek out and hit somebody with an EVA, it's like hitting them with a wiffle ball bat. So just keep that in mind depending on your own playstyle. But Apex does have a lot of weapons to offer, so let me know your favorite weapon to use in the comments down below. And if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one.